Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? K&B, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for C Plus Studios in the Paper Saber universe. This is the New World Podcast, brother. And we're talking about SmackDown, April 21st, 2023, baby. We in Ohio State University. Michael Cole, Wade Barrett on commentary. Before I start this breakdown of the show and things I liked and everything like that, I want to talk real quick about the Backlash card. Just real quick. There's one match in particular because I saw him trending for a bit. Seth, I was like, what's going on? Everyone's like, are you okay with this booking this? I'm like, what happened? I know we got the draft next week and stuff like that. So I finally sat down. They announced the card, more of the card for Backlash. Of course, we got Cody versus Brock Lesnar. We got Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle versus the Usos. Well, Usos faced the Bloodline, pretty much, with Solo there and everything like that. Two big matches. Then we have the United States Championship on the line with Bronson Reed, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory to try to fight these two giants in this sort of match. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That looks awesome. Then we have Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega. Huge match, I'm saying. And then they announced Seth versus Omos. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, but there has been no interaction between these two. We're probably going to get an interaction on Monday coming up before the draft, but I was like everybody else on the interweb. I was like, wait, what? Scratching my head, and even the fans that are just like, oh man, you just gotta watch it and enjoy it. Even they're scratching their heads and scratching their nuts and buttholes and all that. They're just like, what the fuck? Omos versus Seth freaking Rollins? Okay. I think Seth will do the best he can with it. I know reports have been saying that Seth has been very unhappy with his creative booking decisions and stuff like that. So even walked out on a Raw after a segment because he was upset that, it was a couple Raws ago where he just came out, and I guess he was supposed to be on the mic, and then he got upset. There was a video of it, and then he just left the Raw. He was like, I'm out, because of creative differences and stuff like that. So I was just like, all right, I don't know if this is like a punishment or this is just like we need to have Omos on the card for some reason to have Omos on the card. And we need to have Seth freaking Rollins on the card because Seth is a main event star, which I was surprised we haven't moved him towards really going against Roman, So we shall see what happens at Backlash. That's in 2 weeks from this Sunday in Puerto Rico with Bad Bunny being the host. And now that I got that out of the way, we're just going to jump right on in. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Damian Priest versus LWO Escobar with Rey Mysterio. Judgment Day beforehand, afterwards they cut a promo, but this was a great match. This was fun. This was like back and forth, LWO representing, baby. But the Judgment Day for the win. So I'm like, okay, so now Rey has lost countlessly to the Judgment Day, and we're supposed to have this big match with, the Judgment Day and maybe LWO with Bad Bunny. It hasn't been announced yet, but still, Bad Bunny will be on Raw next week. That will set up that match. So, because afterwards, Damian Priest cuts a promo on Bad Bunny saying like, hey, what happens on next week? What happens on next week, man? You were former friends, but you put your hands on my family. So Bad Bunny, hopefully what happened 3 weeks ago doesn't happen again. We got a video package of Solo and Riddle last week because we had the big main event tonight with a no DQ. The Usos and Solo backstage walking to the ring looking menace. But right here, the seeds were planted with Adam Pearce backstage with Zelina Vega, and she tells Adam Pearce that she wants to challenge Rhea Ripley in Puerto Rico for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And that was one of those things where I was just like, ooh, and it's been hinted at, basically a big Judgment Day versus LWO in a lot of ways, especially in Puerto Rico. Like, I was like, okay, give me it. And then later on, they announced that match is going to happen. I was like, okay, I like to see Zelina Vega take on Rhea Ripley. That's going to be awesome. So they had a Shinsuke Nakamura. Wait, hold on. I'm doing that wrong. Let's do this right, okay? Shinsuke Nakamura package. Showing that he's back. The King of Strong Style is here, and Karrion Kross promo where I have to have a Scarlet, and his tarot cards saying like tick tock. Shinsuke, tick-tock. So eventually these two will cross paths. They'll cross the tips of each other. That sounds dirty. And eventually face each other. Hopefully this is on Backlash or something not thrown away on SmackDown, because this has the potential to be a really good feud between these two. Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus Viking Raiders with Valhalla. From last week, Viking Raiders attacked Ricochet and Braun Strowman backstage, beating them up, leaving them there, decimated. Talk about a crazy match right here with the, it's big tag team night. Big tag team night. So, Ricochet and Braun Strowman for the win. So I'm like, okay, so now that we've built the story between these two and had them attack, Viking Raiders attack, then the Viking Raiders lose again. Like, they just have this streak of like, okay, now they're being built up. We got promo packages, Valhalla. We got all this shit that's building the Viking Raiders, and then they just kind of just lose over and over again. And I felt like Viking Raiders should have got the win over Ricochet and Braun Strowman, because honestly, Ricochet and Braun Strowman as a tag team is just, it's just one of those things like, it's like, okay, well, these two aren't doing anything, so just put them together. And I noticed something, like with Raquel and Liv. That's their next match, is SmackDown's Women's Tag Team match. But Raquel and Liv, one small, one's tall. Ricochet and Braun, one small, one tall. So, putting these odd pairings together. But I feel Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan have more of a connection than I do believe with Ricochet and Braun Strowman. So, but I am more or less upset of like, okay, Viking Raiders, I don't know what we're doing with you. Are we going to split you up? Are we not? Where do you stand in the place in this tag team division? So, yeah. But this was a fun match. Like, every match has been really fun. Everyone bringing it to their best capability. And I didn't realize we've only had like 5 matches on this card until the show was over. And I was like, oh. And I counted. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because SmackDown Women's Tag Team Championship on the line. Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, the champs, versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan for the win, but this match was fun. I'm really enjoying the pairing with Chelsea and Sonya. I really do like these two together. I like these two together. I really didn't care for Chelsea being the whole Karen gimmick, but if you add Sonya Deville to it, it makes it a little more sense. Especially with Sonya, because she was upper management. She has a little bit of an insider look into it, so it adds more to that Chelsea Green effect. But last week we had Chelsea spray water on Liv Morgan. I love how water is as like, oh God, because that's how it played out in this match. I hope we get a rematch, because a couple times when they try to like use the ropes to their advantage, Chelsea and Sonya, they got caught by the referee. And there was a moment where the ref was distracted and Liv sprays the water bottle. Chelsea Green's face, bam, rolls her up. Raquel for the help, pushing Liv's booty and, to hold that lock position for the 1, 2, 3. And, Wade Barrett was like, that was some terrible refereeing. He caught him a couple times. I was like, yeah, I want to see these two again. Because this was a good tag team match. This was a good tag team championship match. I would like to see them do it again. And again, a couple times, because I think there's something we can build here with this feud. Kayla Braxton backstage with Matt Riddle being like, bruh, what's wrong with you, bruh? You gonna take on Solo again? Bruh, he took you out last year, bruh. But Matt Riddle has his confidence. He says Sammy and Kevin Owens isn't here, but I see a new fire and a spark in Matt Riddle. He's not all games and jokes like he used to be, like bruh. Like when he had that interaction with Kevin and Sammy, where he's like, bruh, I'm gonna hit him with my toe or whatever, and then he's just like, no, I'm just kidding. I am here to fight, and I'm gonna take on, the Bloodline with y'all. So you got to understand that. So. That's for their big match at Backlash, especially what happens tonight. Intercontinental Championship match. I was looking forward to this a lot. Gunther with Imperium, but he sends Imperium off versus Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods got his ass knocked out, choked out pretty much. But what a great Intercontinental Championship match. I know it's going to kind of steal from AEW because they do put that International Championship on the line a lot with Orange Cassidy, but why not do that with Gunther? Because Gunther can go. Gunther's young. Like, if you can showcase how good Gunther is and keeping that Intercontinental Championship alive, I know that, that's why I think I love this championship, because it can be put on the line more than just once. And I think that's what I like about what AEW has done with the International Championship with Orange Cassidy. It's keeping that title alive, but it's also showing the importance and great matches we can expect from that championship. So that's what I want them to do with Gunther here. I was rooting for Xavier just because I feel like Xavier needs something, maybe a rematch here. But like that was just my thing. I think Xavier deserves more, but Gunther's looking strong as that Intercontinental Championship. So let's showcase him some more with that championship on the line a little bit more. Just my opinion. We had the Usos, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn WrestleMania package. The Usos come out first though. There was a promo they cut just to introduce Solo. The best way they could. And this is Roman's 964th day as champ. As of right now, of this recording, is 965. They're definitely pushing to that 1,000-day reign. And I want to say that he's going to lose it at SummerSlam, but I don't know at this point. I don't know if they're going to go to the next WrestleMania with him, because we all were building to him losing it to Cody. Like, I really want that new shirt. Cody's Finish the Story shirt, but it's just one of those things I'm like, but the story wasn't finished. The story continues. But maybe that's a good shirt to have, because that is one of my favorite WrestleMania matches. Even though the outcome was shocking as is, that got me, it was still a fucking great main event between Roman and Cody. And I want him to do it again, and maybe at SummerSlam, and maybe that's where Cody takes the title. But I think this is going to be the summer of hard times, baby. It's going to be hard times for Cody Rhodes, baby. It's going to be hard times this summer because you got Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's the beast. So hard times. It's going to be the hard time summer for Cody. And a lot of people that are going to stand in his way until he gets to Roman. That's just my prediction, but, we shall see, especially in this new day and age of, like, they're going to swerve us as best as they can. All right. No disqualification match. Solo Sikoa versus Matt Riddle. Talk about beating the shit out of each other. There was a great spot where Matt buried Solo, but the Usos came out and attacked. And Solo, I feel like, as much as the Usos came and interfered to help Solo, I feel like Solo put up his own. He's the enforcer, and he got the job done. And this crazy Samoan spike where it looked like a clothesline, but then when they did the replay, and he just caught Matt, bam! And I was like, oh shit! And I was like, god damn! So Solo looking strong. Once again, standing tall, main event. We're building Solo. And I wonder when the fallout will happen. I think the fallout with Roman and the Bloodline. Roman and the Usos, the fallout's going to be after next week, because I don't see them taking those Undisputed Tag Team Championships off anytime soon from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So we shall see. We shall see. Big main event next Friday, plus the draft. Craziness. I give this show a solid, honestly, I'm giving the show a solid 5 out of 5. I was entertained from top to bottom. Like everything was this was a nice SmackDown sandwich that I ate with all the dressings and everything. It was just a nice, with a little bit of meat, but there was some veggies, tomatoes and onions and a little bit of sauce and SmackDown sandwich. Taking it down nice and easy. All right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. What did you like? What did you hate? Did you agree with Solo beating Matt Riddle again? Because it makes Matt Riddle just kind of the weak link when it comes to this big triple threat match. You know, that's just for me. Like, I feel like with Matt Riddle losing to Solo again, it's one of those things where I'm like, man, how can I believe you're going to be some form of like strong link to Kevin Owens and Sammy? You know, because I know Sammy and Kevin Owens are going to win next week. And Matt's been the one that's been losing over and over and got buried under a table, all this and that. I want to see Raquel Rodriguez, the Morgan face, Chelsea Green, and Sonya Deville again. Viking Raiders, I felt like should have won, but, you know, still a great match. Everyone had great matches tonight, so I can't complain too much. But I still give the show a solid 5 out of 5 just because I did have a good time. Tell me what you thought. Drop those comments below. Go get yourself some New World Podcast merch from our TeePublic store. Logo created by Penta X. Go check out his music. Go get yourself the True Sexy Ninja mascot himself. Go get the True Sexy Ninja mascot created by Katie. Then after that, like and subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share it with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and as always, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Go down, big clothesline, or was that the spike? Here's the cover, and a win for Solo.